I'm Tristan.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Johnathan.
And this is
Tristan's Amazing Podcast.
I was supposed to sing that. I was a pianist for you.
Oh, I was supposed to sing that.
He said he was the pianist for him.
No.
Oh.
I was the piano player.
Pianist. That's just a word that I've never heard you use before, so.
I use a lot of words you don't know.
Bless it. Today we're talking about our experience at the Xbox One launch, as well as the major F-ups between Sony and Microsoft in
Everything's
their
out.
launch weeks.
Mm-hmm. Everything's out.
Finally,
Everything's
right?
available. You can now get your PS4. You can now get your Xbox One. You can always get your Wii U. But everything's available, and now everything, with the exception of the Wii U, is fucking up.
True.
It's true.
Reports are rolling
It's
out.
true.
And I'm pulling stuff from backstage over here.
Yes, he's in our backstage office. Johnathan, more?
No, really, but like, we know that we saw an abundance of Microsoft, screw ups,
Yes.
like scratchy discs. Was there an overheating problem, or was that?
No.
I haven't heard news.
No.
Surprisingly
The
not.
only thing, we are not going to spread rumors today. The only thing with the Xbox One is that the disk drive does not work with a certain amount of users. That is all.
What are they?
Setting the record straight.
Did they decide how they're gonna go about fixing them?
Microsoft doesn't know how to yet.
Oh.
But you can return your system at wherever you bought it.
How many? So like, it's not very widespread then. Like,
No. I mean, Kotaku got 150 emails, but that's just them. Polygon had an issue. Who else had an issue? Kotaku didn't have an issue. Polygon had an issue.
IGN, the people that
IGN
actually
had an
reviewed
issue.
the PS4
Yeah, they
poorly, but for good reason, right? I mean,
How's it? Oh, you mean like they gave it a bad score?
I don't know if they gave it a bad score, but they were talking about their really, since they were a week before, they were like, oh, a day out and blue light of death, and
That's what
Well,
I was
now
gonna
we have the
mention.
disk drive of doom. Not death, because it doesn't kill the console. The console still works. I assume if you download your games straight to the Xbox One, you can do everything just fine.
yeah, it's
If
just
you have that issue, I'm saying.
it's a mess that these fanboys are going in on each other, like.
Yeah, they're like joyous about the whole thing. They're like, oh yes, Sony, good for them.
They're going to war with each other.
Yeah, and they're happy that you just
the
screwed
executives of Sony, the folks that are making the money, are congratulating each other on a good launch and just being very simple about
Yeah.
it. And like, then you've
They need to
got.
us
So you
viewers.
It depends on who's tweeting that day. But
Oh.
I just think it's unfortunate that, I mean, it is what it is with more like higher up in terms of tech, but it's unfortunate that it's hardware problems and not software problems. You can't really patch a broken disk drive. You can't really like patch like issues with like the motherboard and stuff like that.
We'll be able to.
Oh yeah, let's just download a new motherboard.
Right.
Well, like
a 3D printer.
I'll 3D print a new disk drive and just install it. Thank you, Microsoft. You're fantastic. Day one fix.
Well, they'll have that technology. They will.
I mean, honestly, back in the Nintendo days, I didn't know we'd be playing online. And then even when I read an article saying that the internet ruined console launches. Like, now they don't really have to work on the first day.
Well, yeah, the Xbox and PS4 are coming in hot, so they can just fix whatever issues pop up. Whereas I don't think Nintendo really does that. They really focus on making sure they're old school, so they make sure.
So wait a
everything
second.
is-
We're talking about PS. What about Nintendo? Like,
Didn't have an issue. They had a day one patch.
they never had a.
Yeah, they haven't had any hardware issues. No, not a single.
All you had was
gamepad
that day one
problem.
patch that took like what, forever to install or
Forever to
something.
install.
You can deal.
What do they even have online capability? Yeah.
Yes, they
Yeah.
have online capability.
I don't know because
Yes,
they don't have games
Jonathan.
that they don't have
they
games
do.
that promote that sort of thing. So I forget that they
Right.
have.
No, they do.
Because they want to promote playing.
But they did have a day one patch, and then after that it was
It's
nothing.
been smooth sailing in
Yeah,
terms of
people are just
hardware.
lazy. They wanted to play immediately, and they didn't want to wait for the patch to.
No, but it took a long time.
Well, I don't have to worry about that when I get my Wii U now.
True. Good for you.
I don't know. I just think that they need to take a page out of Nintendo's book or something. I don't know.
Or Sega's.
No, because Death Wish, Death Note.
Done with that one, right?
Whatever, the Dreamcast is amazing. It's ahead of its time. Everyone will agree with me in the comment section. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Cult classic. Team Dreamcast.
But weren't you in the Xbox? Then you went to New York, right? And you talked
Yeah, I visited New York.
Where were you?
I was in New York for just a day. 'Cause you know I don't live here.
Right.
And my arms are tired.
The two of you guys for the Xbox event.
Yeah, Johnathan and I went to the day one Xbox launch, which was hosted by Jeff Keighley for Spike TV.
Jealous.
It was interesting in terms of just. First of all, the whole overall experience of
Right,
just seeing
I was gonna say
how
the
live
whole
TV operates, how seeing just TV operates, just the whole thing. So it's even bigger than Jeff, stage managers and producers and everything, stage hands and everything, watching them work and such. So that was that. There was that, and then also just being able to see, like all the different aspects about the Xbox One, the little segments that they had on like the guy who got, who's getting, 1 million points for his gamer score, and now he's an eternal Xbox Live member. Congrats for him. Jealous, but
Did you guys play
card was
games?
golden.
You had games.
I
right?
did. I played Killer Instinct.
How was that, by the way? Because I'm nervous about the.
I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. You have to know combos. You can't just like sit there and just be like, not that they do that, but I mean,
Right.
you can't just sit there and like think like just like quarter circle forwards and stuff are gonna get you. You need.
But really, how hard were the combos? As I was watching
for
you
one, I
get
don't know
whooped,
them.
well, as I was watching that happen, I noticed the guy that you were playing against only pressed A. Is that the red button? A,
B.
B. He was
B.
pressing B. And that's a whole other story. That's why people think that I'm console exclusive to Xbox. No, I didn't start with Sony, but when PlayStation came out, I was with that. So in my mind, it's triangle, X, square, circle.
We're not here for those shapes.
So whatever. Yeah, I don't have my controller over here, but you said it was B, the
Yeah,
red button.
the red one is
Anyway,
B,
he was
yeah.
only pressing the red button, and I'm like, the combo breakers work. I think I read this in a way like rock paper scissors. So
Would've been good to know
if
before
you
I played.
push the button that he's pushing. That's why I leaned over to you and said,
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yes, you
No,
did.
I heard you say that he's just mashing, he's pressing V, but I'm saying I didn't know about the whole rock paper scissors.
"Oh, I didn't know that you didn't know that." Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I knew like when I was trying it, the combo breakers would work sometimes and then it wouldn't work other times, and I was just like, well, this is some bullshit.
And
I
then
thought it was like a
knowing that,
meter or something that
I
like
was
builds up.
knowing that he was only using the A button and going in there pressing the A button. I was like, do I need to push like a special combination like up in the A button or like quarter circle forward in the A button? So the controls seemed really weird, like the heavy kicks and stuff. They were just so slow. And I think we're using Street Fighter as a standard here, but the quicks were quick, but then the heavies were super
I mean,
slow.
it took some time. I got my sea legs together. Like the first two matches were kind of not good, but then eventually, like after trying a bunch of different people, when I came back to Sadira, Spider Woman, I
didn't like her.
I like her. I just like she
Did they
spins
have
around
Orchid
and
there?
like no, they didn't.
No, and that's what I was looking for. Glacius is now the Dhalsim of the series. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
he's like stretching everything for
yeah,
no
and slow
reason.
as hell.
I've seen
That's the
videos.
point. He's
He was
his
not
He was
slow like
never
that on
like
the
that
first one.
though.
Oh, who's really checking for games from what 1994?
When they're based on the game from 1994.
Yeah.
I mean, Dhalsim has been slow consistently.
1994. Okay, but there's been many more games to keep him consistent. It's not like you're jumping from Street Fighter 2 to Street Fighter EX plus Alpha.
But it's not
Max
like
for the
we're.
PSP,
But
no.
Glacius was a fast character in the other games, and now all of a sudden.
Well, yeah,
it's
they
like
changed the people around a little. Like now they made like Thunder Grappler, right, or something.
Captain Thunder, Jesus Christ.
What? That works. But I don't know what Orchid is now. And
No,
Cobra
she looks
hasn't
like a
been-
man.
Archaeologist. Or
Yeah,
something,
these
with the
steampunk goggles and stuff.
It just doesn't.
What was she before?
Does she have
that?
I don't know what was she.
She was an
before.
assassin before.
Was she? She didn't
I
look
think
like
so.
an assassin.
you-
She looked
how
like
can
a
you
go-go
tell from
dancer or
those
something.
sprites?
She
It
looked
was
like
in
a
the
go-go
story.
dancer.
Oh.
I
I
didn't
was like,
know
how
that
could you
story.
tell?
I think it is. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah,
But
we
I
have to
feel like
fact
she was an
check that.
assassin.
And then
Most
Fulgore
females
hasn't been announced
are-
yet.
I mean,
Most
you guys-
females are assassins.
Yeah.
They gotta be something.
Well, B in B Orchid stands for Black Orchid.
Oh, there's a B.
Yeah, her name's B Orchid.
Since when?
Hers. There's always been B Orchid.
I just thought it was Orchid.
I'm sure
Okay.
some other B suit her. So you can't use that.
She's a
There's only
secret
one queen bee
agent.
here.
Orchid. She is a secret agent sent by an unknown group to investigate the mysterious disappearances that surrounded the Killer Instinct tournament. Her true identity and abilities are shrouded in secrecy. She looks less Asian this time around, I think. Not
Isn't
that
she
that
Jago's sister?
I
What?
never heard that.
She's Jago's sister.
Oh, I thought you said J-Lo's sister. That's what I was like.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I agree with this model. It's a free download, but you only get one character.
I agree with it.
I
agree with that.
That you agree with them doing that?
Yep, because it's not like you're really paying a whole lot of money for the full game.
$20, right?
It gives people options if they really don't want the full game.
Why would you not?
There are people who may not want
Then they
all
just
the
want
characters.
Give me a scenario why you
crazy to
wouldn't
me.
want all the characters
Exactly.
for $39.
Thank you.
Because there are certain people who may not want all the characters. If I sit here and let's say I literally don't use Captain Thunder or whatever. Let's say I'm not into grapplers.
So it's because like with me in Street Fighter, I only ever use Chun-Li, but I go online and I can fight other people.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that does make sense then. I thought.
You thought like you could literally just the only Chun-Li.
Yeah, like,
you
but
could only
How,
fight
okay,
Chun-Li.
but then how do you fight? How do you learn how to beat these other characters? You
just
strictly
fight
just
them
go
online.
online and that's it. You don't test them in training mode or anything.
Yeah, because
like
that's
that?
well, I guess that's what Tristan is saying, that like there are people, like the way you're supposed to learn a fighting game is to play with everyone so you know how they work and then main somebody.
if
right,
it's
but
a
you have to
matter-
know your opponent's weaknesses. and
Exactly.
stuff
If
like
it's a
that.
matter of buying to unlock people, I don't see why they couldn't allow you to select them in train, like, or to like choose for them in training mode.
Okay, that's
since you
what I'm
can't
getting at.
use them.
Right.
I mean, I can't say because I've never played.
Because
it,
if they did that, if they said, okay, you can use the people in training mode just for training, but you have to buy them to play them
That would be-
online, then folks would have, it would have been a shitstorm, and folks
True.
would have been like, oh, they're trying
maybe
to
with
get
the
money.
hardcore fighter
Some
party,
people are even
Like
saying that already.
Capcom.
they're trying to get money. no,
like
Capcom's
no
trying to
shade.
get money. No, all shade, Capcom.
No, because we might interview them one day. Like we might.
And then I'll ask them why they put out Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 6 months after
Don't
Marvel
even get me
vs.
started on
Capcom
Marvel.
3.
I don't.
And then
talk
stop the
about
whole
that.
production so that you don't even get
Don't
new
talk about
characters.
that.
There's no real DLC. Why is everything on disc? I don't necessarily mind that, but there's nothing.
That's
out
been
there.
Capcom's business model for since 1993.
They invented it.
Though.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that
invented
DLC
that.
stuff is
Super
a
Street
problem.
Fighter 2, right?
I can deal with it.
Well, I mean, in those cases, you kind of had to do that.
No, you didn't. That was the same game with 4 new characters and 4 new stages.
Yeah, but they can't put that as DLC to add it to the.
Yeah,
whole
yeah, that's
game.
what I'm saying.
So you have to.
Why
do
did they just
new-
make Street Fighter 3 at that time?
Oh.
They stretched it out like we had numbered installments instead. We would have had like Street Fighter 20 by now. Like King of Fighters 13
Would
is
you
out.
really? Yeah, but would you really want that? Do we
I
really?
mean, we're
play
at
King of
Final Fantasy
Fighters
15. We're at King of Fighters 13.
Yeah, and look where all of those have gone.
It doesn't matter. It's the same. It's still
I
there.
thought people only people in Mexico only play King of Fighters.
That's not the
Do you
truth.
think? Are you sure?
The truth. There's a lot.
I need to find a game community to
King of
tell me
Fighters.
because I thought that King of Fighters is very popular, like below that border.
I don't know, but you know what I did notice? Just random disasters thing here. Anytime I fight someone from Mexico on Xbox Live, it's a Shoto character.
Really?
And that's kind of weird, but Tristan has seen it. It's on my laptop right now. I have an Excel spreadsheet that I keep,
It's the stupidest spreadsheet in the history of history.
and it has the rank and the name and the main that they use, and then like a note, maybe like, don't fight this person because they have a bad
Literally the
connection.
only note on there, do not fight him, don't fight him. That's it. It's not like, oh, jumps a lot or spammer or loves to grapple. No, don't fight him. I hate this bitch. Don't fight him. That's literally the only note you have in there.
I don't
And
care.
they're all from Mexico.
Let's create a pivot table right now. Like,
Of all the characters that use Ryu, how many are from Mexico and how many do not? I do not wish to fight. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's 2. How do you feel about everything that we discussed today?
Right.
Are you gonna get an Xbox One? Do you have it already? Do you have issues with your Xbox One or your PS4? Because they have issues too. How awesome do you feel about having a Wii U that is not broken?
Are you interested in Killer Instinct 4? I mean, is that
Yes. Oh no.
It's not Killer Instinct 4.
Oops, it was Killer Instinct, whatever.
Are you interested in Killer Instinct?
That's just.
That's it.
Okay.
Shade on the pronunciation.
No, he said Killer Instinct 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying Killer Instinct.
No, as in like
Oh, no.
singular. The end.
I
There's
oh,
no
not
number
tease.
after.
Tease.
But yeah, let us know in the comment section. Like, subscribe. Just do it. He'll be sad if you don't.
Yeah.
Look at his face. It's cute. Just do it.